Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Anton Reese, President, and welcome to the graduation ceremonies of West Kentucky Community and Technical College. Please remain standing. Please remain standing as WKCTC student Peyton Patel leads us in our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your mortarboards, and ladies, you may do so if you wish.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good job. Please be seated. Thank you, Peyton. Thank you. Thank you. Outstanding job leading us in our national anthem. Family, friends, and loved ones, at this time, I ask that you silence your cell phones during this special occasion for students, faculty, family, and friends. I would now like to recognize honored guests present this afternoon, and as I introduce our platform guests, kindly hold your applause until all have been introduced. And as I introduce, please remain standing. First, from the West Kentucky Community and Technical College Board of Directors, Barry McDonald, Vice Chair. Heather Coltharp, Professor of Mathematics and WKCTC Board of Directors Faculty Representative. Erica Mehta, Director. From the PJC Board of Trustees, Teresa Spann, Vice Chair. Featured speaker, Steve Paulus, retired CEO, Chairman, and current board member of the Computer Services Incorporated. Dr. Renee Aiken, Vice President, Academic Affairs. Octavia Lawrence, Vice President, Student Services. Lindsay Gibson, student speaker and WKCTC Board of Directors Student Representative. Special guest in the audience, and she's special. First Lady Cornelia Reese. Nancy Pallas, wife of our featured speaker. From the West Kentucky Community Technical College Board of Directors, Jessica West, staff representative. Let's give them all a round of applause. Thank you. Be seated. West Kentucky Community Technical College is known for the outstanding success of our students, a supportive community, and a committed faculty and staff. But did you know that among our ranks are veterans of every branch of the armed forces? Year after year, our enrollment reflects an incredibly diverse population of non-traditional students with military service. Even better is that we've received several veterans among our faculty and staff, many of them serving as mentors to our student veterans. So in keeping with our proud tradition of serving those who served, we want to recognize all veterans, including family members and friends here today, by asking you all to stand. We all stand to recognize those who have served. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your valuable service to our country. Barry McDonald, Vice Chair of the WKCTC Board of Directors, will now bring greetings and introduce our student speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Reese. Congratulations to the graduates and your family and friends who have supported you. You are graduating from a 5-time top 10 community college out of more than 1,000 schools in the nation. You should be very proud, and we are certainly very proud of you. Today, I will recognize one student and one faculty unsung hero. The Student Award recognizes a student who has gone beyond the call of duty and contributed to student advocacy, engagement, and success on campus. The Student Unsung Hero Award goes to Charlie Wright. Charlie serves as a work study in the financial aid office and influences WKCTC with positive attitude, enthusiasm, and willingness to serve. She volunteers at campus events to encourage recruitment and enrollment and participates in campus tours. Charlie goes out of her way to make a connection with every person she encounters. She truly loves the college and is committed to excellence as she serves the students. Congratulations, Charlie. The Chairman's Unsung Hero Faculty Award recognizes a member of faculty who makes significant campus contributions, but is often below the radar and goes unrecognized for their role in student success and enhancing campus life. This year's recipient is Crystal Jackson. Since joining WKCTC, Crystal has consistently demonstrated dedication to excellence in teaching and selfless service and making invaluable behind-the-scenes contributions to our campus and community. She knowingly calls herself a true sayer and inspires those around her to strive for excellence while giving grace. Her smile is infectious, and her bright personality leaves a lasting impression on her students and colleagues. Congratulations, Crystal. I'd now like to introduce our guest speaker. This remarkable young woman's journey embodies resilience, determination, and the pursuit of personal growth. As a non-traditional student, she balances motherhood, work, and academic pursuits, which include being active at the college and in the community. She exemplifies the spirit of adaptability and has completed her path at WKCTC with determination and passion. Please join me in welcoming Lindsay Gibson.
Good evening. First, I would like to thank my family for supporting me while I am pursuing my dreams, my children for motivating me, my instructors, and my mentors for believing in me so much that I began to believe in myself, and my best friend Lois, who is also graduating tonight, for answering my 7,000 phone calls to help me revise this speech. I would also like to thank all of you in the audience for your attendance and your support for all of the graduates here tonight. From my earliest memory, I have loved education. I was that annoyingly inquisitive child who asked why so many times that it no longer sounded like a word. When I got a little older, I began to ask questions like, how many hearts does a worm have? It's 5, if you didn't know. I'm pretty sure that was the year my aunt and uncle gifted me a set of encyclopedias for Christmas. I always knew that I wanted to go to college, make a difference, save the world, nothing big. However, life happened, as it does. When I was 16 years old, I had my oldest daughter, who is in the audience watching me tonight. And unfortunately, despite me trying, I was unable to finish high school. It took me several more years to decide to get my GED. I actually took the test at WKCTC. It was my first experience at the school, and it was my first time on the campus. At that point, I had no idea what a crucial role it would play in my future. Deciding to pursue my education was one of the best decisions I have made, and choosing WKCTC as my starting point was another. The people here tonight have shaped me. They have changed my life in a way that they don't even know. Their endless patience and their support and encouragement, even after I changed my major 3 times. They have been so vital to my success leading up to this moment. This moment, graduation. I know that all of us graduating tonight have worked so hard to get here. We have made friends, and we have lost some. We have cried, and we have laughed. We have considered dropping out, probably more than once. But we have persevered. You all have faced challenges along the way to this moment. And while this is a milestone and a celebration, you will inevitably have more challenges waiting for you in the future. As a non-traditional student, I have experienced a decent amount of life. And upon reflecting on it to write this speech, a couple of things I wanted to say tonight stuck out. The first is you cannot let fear hold you back. There will always be 100 reasons why you shouldn't do something. You will always be able to come up with an excuse to avoid doing something that you are unsure of. You cannot do that to yourself. Do not be afraid to try something new. Do not be afraid to have fun. And most importantly, do not be afraid of life. Sometimes the most incredible opportunities will come to you when you step out of your comfort zone. Get out of your way and allow yourself to be great. My entire life, I have heard, Lindsay, you can do anything you set your mind to. My mom always told me that so many times. And I would like for you all to remember that it is true for you as well. You can do anything you set your mind to. Secondly, education is one of the best gifts that you can give yourself. Education does not always mean academics either. Learn to sew or to paint or a new language. Learn how to build something with your hands. Learn how to take apart a motorcycle and put it back together. Just learn something. Give yourself the gift of learning as often as you can. Be curious and seek adventures. Ask questions and acquire knowledge. Live your life with a growth mindset. Education does not end upon crossing this stage. You will remain a student for the rest of your life. You will learn from your mistakes, from your peers, from your mentors, and most importantly, from yourself. Be a student of life. You are and never will be too old to prioritize learning. I would like to tell you how incredibly proud I am of all of you who are leaving here tonight with a degree or certification. Whether you are transferring to a four-year institution, going straight into the workforce, or you have no idea what is next for you, I am so proud of you for your accomplishments. It has been an honor representing the student body at WKCTC as the Student Government Association president this year. It has been a true honor. I encourage anyone in the audience or listening at home who is thinking of going to college to choose WKCTC and take every opportunity to get involved on campus. You won't regret it, and it could possibly change your life. I would like to leave you tonight with one of my favorite Dr. Seuss quotes. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Thank you.
Good job, Lindsay. Good job, good job. And yes, a reminder, those here tonight and certainly those online, fall semester begins pretty soon. Sign up. Paducah Junior College Incorporated serves as a foundation for WKCTC and has a long history of committed leadership to the community and support of educational programs offered by the college. Teresa Spann, Vice Chair of the PJC Board of Trustees, will now introduce our featured speaker.
Thank you, Dr. Reese. Steve Pallas is a familiar name to many. He recently retired after a distinguished 35-year career with Computer Services Incorporated, an international financial technology company that operates across all 50 states and 30 countries. Beyond his professional accomplishments, Steve has been a dedicated advocate for community service, contributing his time and expertise to numerous local boards and organizations. He is a Murray State University graduate, receiving the prestigious Distinguished Alumni Award in 2016. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Steve Pallas.
Well, thank you, Teresa and Lindsay. Outstanding remarks. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, faculty, proud parents, grandparents, families, friends, anybody else I missed, and especially the graduating class of 2024, welcome to this evening, which is truly special. I can't tell you really how honored and, to be honest, surprised that I'm the one standing before you today. As you heard in my intro, I attended Murray State University, and something that I also never expected was to be honored as the 2016 Murray State Distinguished Alumnus. And so I remember I couldn't wait to call my mom in Evansville and tell her what was happening, and I was going to be honored. And so I called her and said, "Mom, guess what? You'll never believe this, but I'm going to be honored as the Distinguished Alumni. It's one of the highest honors a graduate can receive." You know, just knowing how proud a mom would be of me, and she'd be glowing like most mothers would, of course, right? Well, as moms often can do, she brought me back to earth with her immediate response, which was, "Guess they didn't do much background checking while you were in college, did they?" You gotta love moms, right? They're just brutally honest. So, Dr. Reese, I have to assume you didn't talk to my mom either, since I'm here today. So, you know, as graduates, I guess that's a good reminder that your past does not define your future, and your stumbles, your mistakes, even your failures help you learn, but they don't determine your future. But there is a note of caution, I guess I would say, to the graduates that's different with you than me, and that's social media today that doesn't seem to ever go away. And perhaps if that was around in my day, the award would not have happened, at least according to my mother. So my encouragement is just be careful. This afternoon, I'm truly honored to share with you how my experiences and the many roles that I have served have helped shape my point of view and values about what makes a happy and successful life. 3 defining moments in my career that have taught me the most about life, and I hope that you'll find value in hearing them. And what I'm about to cover today won't be found in the Harvard Business Review or a Wall Street Journal or a top 10 best-selling business book. That's because my remarks today are based on some of the defining moments in my 45 years in the business world. But what I do hope to relay to you today, that all of your life experiences, all of them, are like individual threads that speak to the fabric of your character. Life experiences can shape you and mold you, and all of these experiences, whether they are good or bad, continually shape your journey. And they certainly have for me. And today I want to share 3 defining moments that taught me the importance of finding balance, of learning to truly serve, and leading with unwavering resolve.
Well, you heard when I started with CSI in 1987, I was totally devoted to my job, and as I suspect many of these graduates will be, willing to do anything to continue to move forward in your careers, probably demanding, work-obsessed, putting in long hours, weekends, nights, just whatever it takes to get ahead. I could ask if you know people like that, but you may be one of them already. But admittedly, I probably was classified as a workaholic. I just knew things could not run without me, didn't want to miss an opportunity. So I prioritized work, too much so at times. So while on family vacation in Panama City Beach, Florida one year, my daughter Ashley, who was about 7 years old, taught me one of the greatest lessons I will ever learn. And if you remember nothing else from my remarks this evening, I hope you remember this. So right after we arrived at our condo, I sat up on the counter, opened up my computer to do some CSI work as normal. And I felt this tap on my leg, and Ashley crawled up in my lap, and she sat between me and the keyboard. And she said, "Daddy, do you have to work on this vacation too?" It's a 7-year-old. You know, I could hardly look her in the eye. I thought, wow, that just cut straight to the heart. It tore me up, and I just sat there speechless and emotional about it. I still get emotional today when I bring up and talk about what happened there. And if you want to know if something is a sign in your life or not, if you still get emotional 30 years after it happened, it's a pretty good bet that was a sign, and that was the case with me. So I closed my laptop at that very moment and never took it with me again on another family vacation. My work-life balance was so off, and up to that point, I didn't get it. I'd absolutely convinced myself that I was doing this, working these hours, to provide a better life for my family. I was doing it because I wanted to be an example of success for my kids. I wanted to be a role model and blah, 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 blah. I had my priorities all wrong, and it took a 7-year-old to wake me up. So where are you today with your focus and your balance on family vacations, or watching kids in activities, or visiting with your parents or your grandparents or close friends? Just make sure you're in the moment. Today, you can't help but constantly be checking texts and emails and Facebooks, and my wife Nancy and I were at a T-ball game, and all the parents are on their phones texting while the kids are out playing. And I thought, boy, isn't that something? And there's so many distractions beyond that. I had the laptop, now you've got your phone and other things. So defining moment number one for me was learning about work-life balance, or shall I say lack thereof. And it is, in my opinion, one of the most crucial aspects of a happy and successful life. And I do know if you get 3 priorities straight, faith, family, and work, in that order, you'll have better balance in your life, and you will find time to fit things in, everything in. You just have to trust me on that, because I've seen it my entire life. And I'm not going to ask for a show of hands, but I would ask, how is the balance in your life today? And a scale of 1 to 10, if 10 is outstanding and 1 is pitiful, where would you stand today? So I encourage you to work hard and be devoted to your career, but I also encourage you to prioritize what's most important in your life. And graduates, you're going to be asked to work long hours and go that extra mile and all that, but remember, finding balance in your life is truly a key. It'll nourish you, it'll sustain you, and it'll help you model a successful career for others. And it's that last point about modeling a successful career that leads me to another defining moment. On May 22, 2007, the city of Joplin, Missouri, was hit by an EF5 tornado. There were 153 deaths with over 1,000 people injured. It was the strongest tornado on record since 1947. So picture this. At its peak, the tornado was up to a mile wide, winds in excess of 200 miles an hour. The tornado was on the ground for 22.1 miles and lasted an estimated 38 minutes from start to finish. I think it was about 7,000 homes destroyed, and that didn't include businesses and government buildings. At full strength, the tornado just crushed homes. Many of you in this room have experienced some of these same scenes from the 2021 tornado in nearby Mayfield. Well, some guys that I was in a men's Bible study group with suggested maybe we go to Joplin to see if we could help out. Some of the guys had been on mission trips both domestically and abroad, and I had not. So I thought, well, that sounds like a good idea. So let's give it a chance. So we traveled to Joplin and were assigned to work at a food and clothing distribution center, and this was at a local church. And I mean, thousands of people had just lost everything. And so we were simply the day-to-day bridge for them. And I'll never forget the sight of entire subdivisions completely wiped out, just like it was in Mayfield. Only thing left standing was a concrete slab. And most of these people lost everything, and our job was simply to assist and sometimes just to talk to them and hear their story and help any way we can. And one afternoon, I noticed a young man was waiting his turn in the distribution center, so I approached him, and my guess he was in his 20s, and I introduced myself, and I asked him to tell me his story and how he's affected by the tornado. And I noticed he seemed to be a bit dazed, and I don't know what PTSD looks like, but I was pretty sure he had it. So he took out his cell phone and showed me a picture of his 2-year-old son. Then he proceeded to tell me how his son was ripped out of his wife's arms by the 200-mile-an-hour winds, and the lifeless body was found several days later. Now, I don't know about you, but I wasn't ready for that story. I spent some time getting him some food and water and clothing. I think I gave him everything I had in my wallet at the time and somehow was able to keep it together. But when he left, I completely lost it. A good friend came over to him. He says, I don't know what I can do to help you, but I'll be glad to sit here and cry with you. And that's exactly what we did. It was then and there that I came to realization what servant leadership is really all about. Doing it for others, not yourself. Whether it's volunteering or at work or with your family, putting others first. But until I came face to face with the realities in person, I never understood what it really meant to serve. I always thought it was somebody else's job. I had a family and 1,000 other priorities, right? I wanted to serve, but I just didn't have the time. Does that sound familiar? That's what I always said. We all feel like we're being pulled in 1,000 different directions, and this goes to finding balance, but I feel we have to be servant leaders in order to truly be successful in life. And I'll say it again because I believe it, that we have to be servant leaders in order to be truly successful in life. And how you choose to give back both to our companies and our churches and communities shapes so much of your development. So graduates, I encourage you to become servant leaders. In his commencement address, Lessons from a Third Grade Dropout, Dr. Rick Rigsby was addressing the Cal Maritime Institute, and I thought he put it best when he recalled that his father, who was a third grade dropout, told him, son, make sure your servant's towel is bigger than your ego. Make sure your servant's towel is bigger than your ego. Every one of you graduates has something you can contribute to a great many causes, and I encourage you to lead with a servant's towel. So defining moment number 2 for me was servant leadership. My question is, how about you? And which is bigger, your servant's towel or your ego? You got to be committed to work-life balance. You got to be committed to leading with a servant's heart. And third, you got to be fully committed to giving your best every day. But it was yet another powerful experience that taught me the value of unwavering resolve. So late in life, I took up marathon running. And at age 48, I had never even run a 5K race. But it was then I decided to get seriously involved in running. And in the subsequent 14 years, I completed about 15 full marathons, which are 26 miles, a 53-mile ultramarathon that took 13 hours, a lot of half marathons. I developed this intense passion for running. My wife said I was totally, terminally obsessed. And all I can say, honey, is it takes one to know one. But I had this inner passion. I had this desire, this total dedication, and need to be all in. I love the adrenaline. I love the butterflies that you'd get at the start line of a race. I love the discipline required to train for months on end, pushing myself beyond what I could ever do. So interestingly, April 2013, I was among 35,000 runners standing ready for not just another marathon, but the most prestigious race in the world, the Boston Marathon. I was granted entry with two of my running buddies, and what a thrill. The day could not have been more perfect. Temps were in the low 50s. Huge crowds were lining the course, and the excitement built as you ran from Hopkintown to Boston. And there's signs of inspiration in these marathons. You've got wheelchair participants just cranking these wheelchairs up and down these big hills. You have blind runners who are tethered with a rope to a guide to which they put all their trust and faith in as they run that marathon. At that time, you had a father and son team named Dick and Rick Hoyt, and what was unique was that Dick's son, Rick, had cerebral palsy, so he put him in a specially designed bike. He would pull him in a raft. He competed in over 1,000 races with his son, bringing him with him, including 6 Ironman triathlons. And then you also had the military personnel, and I'm glad that you saluted them, because you had them running in this race with 60 or 80-pound backpacks in their boots and full gear, just taking baby steps, just barely able to move, but determined to finish that race. And everybody was focused on finishing the race and receiving the finisher's medal. As a marathoner, that's what you run for. But I'll submit that most runners on that beautiful spring day now have a different perspective. I remember stopping at mile 6 to hug my children, and what a big lift. And my next stop, I would see them at the finish line. I remember so many runners topped Heartbreak Hill at mile 21 and realized they were not kidding when they called it Heartbreak Hill. But runner after runner made it up the steep incline, and we knew there were only 5 miles remaining. I texted my children. I crossed mile 24 with a message, "Here I come." I knew exactly where they'd be standing on Boylston Street, which is the final stretch. And I kept thinking, I'm almost there, I'm almost there. The crowds are roaring, the runner's adrenaline's at peak. You just knew you were about to achieve something you couldn't even fathom a few years earlier. The hardest part was over. It'd soon be time to celebrate. And then in an instant, at 2:50 p.m. Eastern Time, it all changed. The pack of excited and exhausted runners all around me stopped. I looked down at my watch, and it showed 25.75, less than a half mile from the finish. And I remember thinking, what's going on here? You don't stop marathons, and certainly not the most prestigious marathons in the world. And seconds later, I knew why. I received a text from my son, a text that I will never forget. "Bomb has gone off. Are you okay?" I tried to text back and call, but the networks were jammed, or they were taken down because they were afraid they could be detonators for other explosions. Sirens filled the air. Police emergency vehicles were going in all directions. People were panicking frantically to get to their family members. News of the bomb blast spread. Terror, dismay was everywhere. The only thing I could focus on was getting to my 2 children. And parents, you understand that, and siblings, you understand that as well. That's the only thing that matters. And you're not going to stop till you get to them. I remember police had put up a barricade to keep everybody confined, and I kind of sized up and said, I'm not that fast, but I can run a long way. So he's going to run a long way to catch me. So I'm up and over the barricade, heading back to the hotel, where I eventually got reunited with my children, who were fine, but I'd witnessed both blasts on Boylston Street. And in the ensuing months, the Boston Athletic Association said anybody that had run halfway and had not finished were granted automatic entry into next year's race if you wanted to go. And I can tell you there wasn't a second of hesitation in my mind, or my 2 buddies were going back. We had to finish. The resolve to train, the resolve to finish what we started, the resolve to finish the race for the 3 who lost their lives and the 260 that were injured, the resolve to not give in or give up, and the resolve to honor the city of Boston. To be effective in whatever you choose in life, be passionate about it. Someone who has unwavering resolve for all you do, faith, family, community. So wherever you choose to focus your passions, both in your career and in your personal life, be fully committed. Give your very best to the things you find worthy. This is why a healthy work-life balance is so critically important. You can't do everything and do it well, so pick the things that matter to you most and pour yourself into them with unwavering resolve. And by the way, I finished the 2014 Boston Marathon with memories of a city standing strong, millions of spectators. It was just an incredible experience that I'll never forget. So for me, defining moment number 3 is finding unwavering resolve. So graduates, are you all in your work, with your family, your spouse, your children, your friends, your faith. You know, as life unfolds in real time for all of us, it's like the back of a tapestry. If you turn one over, the back of the tapestry is nothing more than jumbled threads, and they're tangled and they're frayed and occasionally not, but they seem very random. And it doesn't seem to make sense, but things aren't always as they seem. It's only when you turn a tapestry over and you see the art and you see the rich colors and the texture that makes a tapestry a thing of beauty. Individual strands of a tapestry are just that, strands, but together they form a purpose, and no thread of experience in your life, good or bad, is ever wasted. When it happens to be that way, we just have to remind ourselves we're simply looking at the back of that tapestry, and the one who is weaving it all together knows precisely what he's doing. Precisely what he's doing. So as you weave your individual tapestry, graduates, keep first things first in your work-life balance. You must always know and have priorities in the right order: faith, family, and work. You must have a heart for giving back and putting others first, servant leadership, and you must embrace an unwavering resolve in all you do, whether it's personal or professional. Nothing in our lives happens by chance, does it? You were born with the first threads of your tapestry, and the final product will represent the sum total of your feelings, actions, and all the events of your life. Graduates, I hope the tapestry of your life when finished is greater than anything you could have ever imagined or hoped it would be. Class of 2024, congratulations. Thank you.
At this time, will the faculty please stand? It is because of their knowledge and commitment to student success that we are here today. They share with each graduation candidate the excitement of completion as well as the joy of achievement. Please join me in thanking them. Will the candidates please rise? Dr. Reese, I present the candidates for graduation, and I certify on behalf of the faculty that they have successfully completed all of the requirements for their respective credentials. Ladies and gentlemen, as the names of the candidates are read, those graduating with honors and those wearing honor cords and stoles that represent campus and community organizations are noted in the program. We are proud that many of our candidates for graduation have earned multiple credentials, and they will be recognized during the ceremony by their highest earned credentials. Please refer to the commencement program for specific areas of study. Now, the first row of candidates may proceed to the stage. All others may be seated. A professional photographer will take pictures as the credentials are received. Please refrain from coming to the stage to take photographs. The following graduates will be receiving an Associate in Science degree. Lois Ocpabio. Solomon Andre Robinson. The following students are receiving an Associate in Fine Arts degree. Abigail Sarah Nance. The following students are receiving an Associate in Arts degree. Lindsay Joan Gibson. Mason Bradley Fuller. Abigail Elizabeth Remgale. Reese Colin Farmer. Danye Javiz Shaw. Hunter Michael Shelby. Amanda Wiersma. Suzette Nicole Boyette. Fatima Mendoza. Jimmy Don Smith. Alexis Jones. Alexandria Versi Bunyan. Olivia Hope Townsend. Vincent Patrick Massey. Brittany Ruth Gilbert. River Mert. Barbara Madeline Williams. Ethan Michael Smith. Angelina Nicole Arnold. Sabrina Quatermas. Mackenzie Brooke Cantor. Lauren Kate Umberger. Mallory Page Stewart. Nicole Ann Burns. Brennan N. Elledge. Jesse James Hutchins. Stephanie Melanie Gemby Kempener. Cassidy Brooke Denny. Zane Elliott Yates. Wyatt Sherwin. The following students are receiving an Associate in Applied Science degree. Bradley S. Hale. Laken Thomas. Andrew M. Davidson. William O. Joyce. Michael Austin Turman. Nathan West Barnes. Jeevan P. Johnson. Louise Adjanel. John David Harris. James Edward Jones. Malik Stuckey. Joshua Lee Richardson. Gavin Lee Wren. Tim Longman. Joshua Michael Malone. Shantae Nord. Sylvia Joyner Ballard. Sydney Grace Riley. Jacob Boyd Ogg. Clayton Jackson. Keisha Nicole Jackson. Lainey LeMay Smallwood. Emily Michelle Chandler. Hannah Brooke Sunderland. Courtney Eastless. Brooklyn Miles. Jose Alberto Reyes. Amber Davis. Shauna Lee Jackson. Laudner Ryan Phillips. Jocelyn N. Mosley. Betty A. Maxey. The following students are receiving a certificate. Haley Brooke Kreider. Troy Edward Ball. Howard Simmons. Jameson B. Curd. Timothy Doyle Thomas. Aaron Elijah Leggs. Marley J. Dean. Thais Anderson. Alexis B. Froman. Braxton Marie Wade. Desaria Hill. Connie F. Kaler. Cynthia J. White. Will the candidates please rise? Mr. President, I present the candidates of 2024 for your confirmation.
Candidates, are you ready? I bet you are. By virtue of the power vested in me by the Kentucky Community and Technical College System and the Commonwealth of Kentucky, I hereby pronounce you graduates of West Kentucky Community Technical College. You may now move your tassels to the left side. Congratulations. Outstanding. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Yeah. Thank you. You may be seated. And again, congratulations. Lindsay, thank you for sharing your powerful story. To me, West Kentucky represents the face of America. You have a story many times there is adversity. You came to our college and saw it as a place of hope and encouragement. And it's always our goal that you have the knowledge and skill sets because of entering our doors to now create a better life for a better Kentucky. Central to the WKCTC mission is that we teach, train, and transform with excellence to prepare our graduates to enter the workforce or transfer to a four-year institution, ultimately all leading to jobs. Steve, we'll ask you to come forward. Steve, you join me at the podium. Steve, thank you for your inspiring remarks, words of encouragement, and on behalf of the WKCTC family, in recognition and sincere gratitude to Steve Palace as the featured speaker for the 2024 spring commencement, May 9th, 2024. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Students, your credentials today mean you have achieved a personal mark of excellence, and it signifies a significant achievement for your family and friends who are here with you today. My congratulations go out to all of those who have helped you along the way. So let's take a moment, graduates, and have you all stand and face your family members and give them a round of applause, thanking them along the way. Yeah. Thank you. Heard a family member says, what's taking so long? All right, let's have a seat. Excellent. Thank you, you may be seated. I also want to give my thanks and appreciation and take a moment to recognize our outstanding staff. Many of them are working behind the scenes, helping make today possible. I also want to acknowledge some staff retiring after 95 years of combined services at WKCTC, including Pam Dickerson and Tammy Thompson. Wherever Tammy is, Tammy actually coordinates our graduation committee and activities. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. Our outstanding faculty has played a large role in our graduate success. I want to take a moment to recognize, though, first Dr. Renee Aiken. She can stand. Dr. Aiken is our Vice President of Academic Affairs, and she's retiring after 31 years of service to the college. I want to personally thank her for outstanding leadership of our faculty, our teaching excellence, and dedication to student success. And it is bittersweet that this is your final graduation, and this is where it all comes together. Thank you so much, and I salute you. Okay. I also want to acknowledge faculty members Paul Aho, Pat Blaine, Laura Durbin, Dean Sherry Golson, who are retiring after 91 years of combined service to students. Your dedication has been exemplary, and we would not be a 5-time nationally ranked premier college in the nation had it not been for your leadership and the leader that you are. So on behalf of countless students and our community at large, again, I thank you all. Graduates, we wish you great success, and very simply, we are proud of you, all of you. We hope you carry the feelings, aspirations, and words of encouragement expressed today with you and make this world a better place. And now, graduates, I would also like to be the first to bestow the additional title of alumni upon you. So on behalf of the WKCTC family and the Alumni Association, welcome to a very proud and loyal alumni family. We encourage you to remain engaged and interested in WKCTC and all that it offers as you continue your journey. Stay in touch, let us hear from you, and wear your new title proudly. Friends and families, at this time, please remain in the theater and join our graduates after all have exited. Please stand for the recessional.